Okay, so it looks like we're recording now. So thank you. It is January 30th, and we're here to talk about Hostess. Liz has done an amazing job prepping her hostesses to really leverage and get a phenomenal party. So as we start to leverage our social media accounts, it's important that we build those expectations with our hostesses up front. I know a lot of times I've seen, 1 to 3 piece parties because hostesses just don't know what to do. They have no idea how to interact with their customers, interact with their friends and family. So I'm excited to hear what Liz has to share to highlight kind of what she's done with her hostesses. So take it away.
Hey, can everybody hear me? I hope that's like a yes. I'm Liz. I'm Liz Passick. I am on the same team as Chelsea. Our sponsor is Ashley Hunt. I'm out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been doing LuLaRoe for, in April, it'll be 1 year. So, I mean, I'm getting there, but still new to stuff, not a veteran or anything. But I got to tell you, in the time that I have been a consultant, I have had awesome parties online, and I've been burned really bad, okay? Where I'm like, whoa, what the heck was that? Really? So when you have enough of those bad ones and you're like, gosh, is the 24 hours up? You're like, I gotta not let that happen again. So I got to that point, and I am by no means a master. So I don't want you to think I have like all the answers, but I can tell you I have a lot of answers because I've been there and done that. And I've created a strategy that works to ensure that you sell at least 20 to 30 guaranteed items at a party. And if that doesn't happen, then I want you to private message me, because if you prep your hostess the way that I'm going to tell you, you should be guaranteed at least 20 items or more. First question I'm going to probably answer that you're thinking is, well, what do you average? What do you average? Well, me, I always set the bar. I set a goal with my hostesses. So when we go into this party, come game time, whenever the start time is, they already know what our goal is to reach. We're not just flying by the seat of our pants. We know we want to sell 40 items. I've already told them the expectation is 60 items. I mean, I aim high. And let me tell you, it's very attainable. I've had multiple 60, 70, 55 piece items sell at a 24-hour online party with one hostess and myself. It's very doable. I do it all the time. I don't do deals. I don't do any of that stuff. It's all full retail. I'm not soliciting any special stuff on my page. It's just sticking to the brand and the culture of LuLaRoe, and it's all about hostess prep. So with that, I've created this document. I call it my hostess letter. Every time I have a inquiring hostess, like, hey, I'd like to book a party with you, especially when you do your posts on your page, like, hey, booking parties, come and get it, double incentives or whatever your incentives are. We all post those, booking for February, booking for March. Assuming that you have a flood of women interested, the first thing is make sure you give them a reason to want to book with you. I mean, if you're just offering the pair of leggings and 1 item for every 10, let's get real, that's getting kind of old. You have to up it a little bit. So get creative, offer double incentives once you hit 20 items sold. You know what I'm saying? So you're insured to get your 20 items sold on your end, and your hostess has to work to get those 20 items and her double incentives. Let's not just like give everything away just for booking a party. You know what I mean? That's not LuLaRoe culture. We are give to receive, but we have to be realistic with that. So I always say, if you're going to do double incentives, let's do it after you hit 15 items, after you hit 20 items. You know what I'm saying? Gives you a little security, and it forces them to work. Maybe offer a special incentive for booking with you, whatever that may be. Once you get the hostess locked in, have her private message you with a date and time that works. And with that date and time, make sure to validate with her. I just want to make sure, are we running a 24-hour party? Are we running just an evening party? 10 hours, 12 hours? That does make a world of difference, because if you're committing to a 24-hour party with me, I am expecting you to be available that day and time that you specified, because you're picking the day. I'm making sure I'm available. We're going to work together on this. So if she's picking Thursday, February 2nd, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I mean, let's get real. You're expecting your hostess to be there this Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, ready to go, ready to party, bringing all her goodies, right? So just validate with your hostess that the day and time she's picking isn't when she's working. It's not when she's got all the kids at home. she has time to be by her phone or computer and accessible to you and the customers. First thing. Second, once you got the time and day locked in and she's stoked on the date and time and she's like, yes, I'm ready, Liz, I'm super excited. Awesome. Let me send you over this hostess letter that I created. It is a little wordy, but let me tell you, it breaks everything down. And the way my hostess letter is, the way it was created was the first heading of it, which I'll probably put it somewhere wherever Chelsea wants me to put this so you guys have access to it. It's basically what to expect from me as the consultant. So there's a full detailed list of what the hostess can expect from you as the consultant, which I'll go over. And then the second half is what I expect from you as the hostess. So what can the hostess expect from you as the consultant, what you're going to provide to her and make promises to her, and then what she can promise you. And that's what she's reading here. And always, obviously, you want to be very positive and upbeat and make sure it's fun, 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 fun. Because let's get real. When you're having an online party and you're hosting it from your cell phone, sitting in your jammies at home, and you're selling up to 55 pieces, I don't know about you, but that is fun to me, especially when customers are engaged, your hostess is having fun, I know I'm making money, and I'm in my jammies. I mean, yeah, I'm having a good time. So you want to make sure that your hostess is having a good time too. She wants to know that you're working together as a team. This is not her working for you, servant. No, this is, you guys are a team. You guys are teaming up, you're co-hosting. And, you know, for her to receive her hostess incentives and all this fun stuff, you're honoring her, she does need to do her part, AKA what you expect from her. So let's start with, what should your hostess expect from you as the consultant? First thing, please do not book parties if you're not planning on ordering. I mean, that's an embarrassment. It's just not cool. That's the first thing you need to come through with on the consultant, is you need to have the inventory. If you don't have the inventory and you know you haven't ordered in 4 weeks, I mean, please don't expect the 20 to 30 item minimum or more, because there's only so much a hostess can do with minimal inventory, right? I mean, that's just not fair to her. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the customers. So first off, what they can expect from you is a full inventory. And if it even comes down to a really active hostess, that's like a LuLaRoe addict, those are the ones you want, or the addicts. They know exactly what styles they want to push because they wear them every day. Their friends compliment it. Their coworkers already know they want one. People have been waiting for this party. So if she says, hey, can you make sure you have a good amount of Carlies? I've really been hyping up the Carly. Make sure you have the Carly. You know what I mean? If she's like, hey, I got to tell you, most of the size women that are coming to this party or that are going to be logging on to our page for that 24 hours, our group, a lot of them are tall and curvy. I just want to give you a heads up on that. So can you just make sure you have some backup tall and curvy? Because that's what I'm working with. Okay, perfect. And you know what? That's totally fine. It doesn't mean you need to like order for the party. Just keep that in mind in the back of your head. If Carly's is a focus for her, have the Carly. Have some tall and curvies come through. And that's your promise to your hostess, is that you're going to be there to accommodate and make sure you have what she needs, right? So make sure you have the inventory. With that, you also want to create an event. You're going to tell your hostess, I will create an event about 1 week before the date, because in my opinion, I feel doing it 2 and 3 weeks before, it gets lost. People don't care. It gets lost in their events. It's like, whatever. So just to keep it within appropriate timing, 7 days, 5 days before your event, create that event for you and your hostess. Make sure it has specific times that are accurate, the dates that are accurate. Also make sure that you have details in it. When it says brief description, write in there, this is me. I'm your LuLaRoe consultant, Liz Passick from Las Vegas. Me and Chelsea Lonsway are teaming up to give you a killer LuLaRoe party Thursday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The party is going to be held on this page at this time. I have tons of inventory. I mean, that's what you want to type, literally type in your message on this invite and hype these women up and talk in terms of you and your hostess, we. You know, and put out there that you're available and, you know, you can't wait. You're super excited. Make sure to invite your friends, blah, blah, blah. So you want to basically then at that point, invite your hostess on that page. Make sure she's considered a co-host.
Yeah, she's there with them.
Make sure she's a co-hostess on that event. And at that point, once she approves everything and everything's spelled correctly and she approves all the verbiage and the timing and all that stuff, say, okay, have at it. Start inviting your friends. That's not your cue to invite your friends and customers. That's her time to now invite all these friends and family, coworkers, neighbors, whatever, to invite everyone to this event. that is basically for her to host with you. So this is where it gets to the nitty gritty part of, okay, so are we having a private party or a party on your page? Because a lot of people are old school, and that's how I started, was creating a private party event for my hostesses. And then I listened in on a Live It phone call like maybe 5 months ago to a really awesome consultant that totally swayed my opinion. And listening to her, she's like, I do it on my page, meaning my VIP group. So for me, it would be LuLaRoe by Liz Passick. And I've got to tell you, it's a win-win. So some people are thinking, why should I share my customers with my hostess? And how does that work? This is weird. And I'm like, okay, this is how it works. You win as the consultant because you already have your existing fan page members, customers, right, on your page. For me, I have like 5,300 women that shop on my personal VIP page. And I'm willing to offer over 5,000 women to my hostess as long as she comes through with this letter, you know, in this document that we're going over. And she comes through and brings it hard and still invites her friends and family. So by doing it on your VIP group, you're asking your hostess to add all of her friends and family to your page. So right there, you're getting member ads, which, let's get real, we're all about building our page, right? We all want to always add members, add friends. So this is a great way to get possibly 50 to 60, 70 people on your group within a brief second. Because by her adding all her friends and family, it could be anywhere from 50 to 40 people. I've had over 100 people added to my group sometimes because some of these hostesses are like on it. So I personally use my VIP page to host parties. I just really hold my hostesses accountable because, let's get real, if they're adding 50 of their own friends, I'm still bringing 5,000 people to the party. You know what I mean? So, and she's not going to just hang back and, you know, wait for my customers to shop. She needs to make sure her friends and family are prepared to shop and participate on her behalf. So if you want to do a private party, that's totally fine too. I would leave it up to your hostess and just let her know. If we do a private party, I would literally be creating a private group for you labeled, you know, Chelsea Lonsway's LuLaRoe online pop-up boutique. And at that point, you're going to do it just like you created your VIP page, but just it's going to be a private group where you're going to add her as an admin, so to speak, if you want to get the ability to and just make sure everyone's muted, just so you know. And with that, you would create a private group page where you would label it like you normally would on her behalf with her name. I'm just using Chelsea Lonsway just because she's my co-host for this talk, but you would be Chelsea Lonsway online pop-up boutique. And then at that point, you would still have a pin post, and you can copy your own pin post from your personal VIP page, which basically breaks down how to shop, your shipping rules, your claiming rules, all that stuff. So just copy your pin post from your personal page to this private group so people know how to shop. And at that point, you're leaving your hostess completely in charge of adding members to this group. So if your hostess can only add 10 members to that group page and it looks like you're only shopping with 10 people, to me, that's scary. For 24 hours, somewhat locking up my inventory, no, I can't do that. So unless my hostesses can tell me that they would prefer a private group and they have about 30 to 40 people to bring to it, sure. If it's like I'm winging it, no, let's just do it on my personal page. So with that, assuming that you follow what I've been doing and you do it on your personal VIP pages, it's really, really imperative that you prep your hostess so you're not burned in the end and she knows exactly what the expectation is. And let me tell you, if they don't meet the expectation, I'll let you know how I handle that too. So with that, the last place I stopped was creating the event and creating the private group. So once you create the event, you're going to do that every single party. Create the event 5 to 7 days before the party. If she agrees to doing it on your page with your terms, perfect. At least you don't have to create another group. Awesome. Easy peasy, done and done. So now what you need to do is both of you girls need to do your part to advertise. So let's say the party is this Thursday. I'm just joking, like making this up. Me and Chelsea. Chelsea's my hostess on my page. Chelsea and I should be advertising on my page Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leading up till Thursday. So my page and her customers are completely amped, pumped, ready to tune in Thursday at 10 a.m. I mean, that's part of it's on you as the person that is the consultant on that page. You want to advertise to your customers, hey, I have killer new inventory. I just have tons of new boxes dropped over, last week through the weekend. I'm finishing photographing it. I'm going to be posting this on an online party with my girl Chelsea on Thursday. You guys got to tune in. We've got great giveaways, great games, blah, blah, blah. I mean, hype it up. These parties are most successful for me because I hype it up like it's the biggest thing that ever happened to Facebook is my online party. And I literally talk like that. I literally am like, guys, you are going to miss out if you don't tune in on Thursday. Pop in, 24 hours, killer inventory. I'm dying over here. You guys need to see this. I mean, that's the stuff I'm typing is like, get over here. I mean, and it's not desperate. It's just excitement. It's passion. It's that sense of urgency. It's that you can't wait, you know, by the seat of your, hanging by the edge of your seat, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Post the inventory already, Liz. Post it. That's what you want. And that right there is what makes people hold out for your parties. So they literally hold out on shopping with other people or hold out on, you know, going overboard over the weekend. So like, you know what? I know she's going to come through with good stuff. So I'm going to wait till Thursday. And I'm going to tell you, they do. So you and your hostess should be tag teaming the advertisement. You included, because if it's on your page, you know your customers better than anybody. They know you. Don't stop there. Keep advertising for your party. Your hostess should be following suit and doing the same thing, kind of following your lead. Make sure that you obviously post on time. That sounds like a lame thing to add, but your hostesses should expect that you're going to be prompt and awake and ready to do the party too, because they're at your mercy. I mean, if you don't post the inventory and you're like in the ozone layer and don't come through, they're like, what just happened? So make sure if you're running into some technical difficulties or I don't know, you had to take the kids to school or you're running behind, be honest with them. Say, hey, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm probably going to be posting 10, 15 minutes late. I'm so sorry. I've had to do it. Life happens. But keep the lines of communication open. So, but for the most part, you've had ample time to plan for this as the consultant. So come through. You know what I mean? Post on time. Be ready to go. I would also make sure that you have a giveaway or a game ready to go right off the bat. I usually tell my hostesses right after I post inventory, I'll usually post an immediate image of how to shop because there's a lot of new LuLaRoe people to your page because remember, you just had your hostess add, you know, her friends and family and coworkers and all of her customers to your page. And a lot of them have no clue what LuLaRoe is. A lot of them don't even know how to shop Facebook with the sold in the email or the Google Doc, if that's what you have, or if you're Shop the Row, filling out the link. So don't assume everybody knows. So with that, be cognizant of that. Post your inventory and immediately follow up with parties open, shops open, check out all the albums, here's how to shop, and post one of those images of how to shop the albums, which literally from your iPhone, from your Android, from your iPad, and from your computer. And I have that image I can provide you guys after this too. There's some cool ones or some lame ones, but basically just get the image out there of how to shop because some women just don't know. So make sure that you immediately do that. And then I would immediately start your party off with a game, with some sort of a fun game that can go on throughout the party. And an example of a game is like, let's finish the story. So like, there's an image that I have that says, I'm going to start a story with 2 words. And then the next person has to add 2 words. And then the next person has to add 2 words. And then next thing you know, you have this really twisted, crazy, funny story that goes on with 500 comments later all day. And these women love it. And some of it is super funny. So like you'll start the party off, the game off with like one day, and then someone will continue it. So that's like an example of like an ongoing game. You don't really necessarily have to pick a winner. It just keeps people on your page. It keeps the algorithm up. But if you want to post like a giveaway right off the bat, go for that too. Be like, hey, checking in, roll call. Who's here? Who's ready to go with all those albums? It's 10 a.m. I'm here, and make your hostess chime in. You know, post a selfie of where you're rowing from. Let's see what you're wearing today. What are you rowing? Where are you rowing from? How do you know our hostess? And, you know, force people to check in right off the bat, you know, just so you can see who's listening to you and out there and who's watching your posts and who's not. So I would just start right off with some fun stuff and get them interactive and involved and force your hostess to get right in the mix. Also, I always ask my hostesses, especially if they're posting and hosting their party on my group page, no one knows them. They know me because they shop for me and I'm posting every day. Nobody knows them. So in this case, I would ask like Chelsea Lonsway, if she's my host, I'd be like, hey, Chelsea, if our party starts at 10 a.m., I would really like you by 10:30 to post a few pictures of you, maybe your family, you and some LuLaRoe, And if you can just write a short little ditty, a little bio about you and why you love LuLaRoe and how we know each other, and, you know, how long you've been shopping with me, and just why you love the clothes, and, you know, just a little bit about you. So we know, are you a mom? Are you a full-time student? Are you, you know, do you have any kids? Do you have dogs? What size are you? Now we can kind of put a face to the name. Maybe you're a size that a lot of customers can relate to. Maybe you have a really great funky style. I don't know. But I always ask my hostesses to introduce themselves, and it makes it a really cool way to start the party. So that way my customers know who's going to be backing me up. So it's not some random person chiming in on their comment or answering a question. It's the hostess, as she should be. So my customers dig that, and it's nice. And most of them say, hey, or, you know, love getting to know the hostess. And it's a nice touch. I also let my hostess know that I will be communicating with them throughout the party. Rather, if they want it text message, I can text them, or I can just message them through Messenger. And throughout the party, I am. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm sending via Messenger, is like, if the party is going off with a bang, hey, we're already at 10 items. Hey, we just hit 18 items. Hey, 2 more, and you got 2 more, you know, we're at 20. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I'm doing. I'm constantly in communication with them, telling them where we're at. Hey, it's slowed down. You know, hey, I think it's time to start doing this. And don't feel weird doing that. This is the 24 hours that you two should be doing that. If you're going to continue like barking orders with them 3 days after the party, yeah, that's not cool. What? But during the party, you should be communicating. You should be sending the reminders to her. You should be saying, okay, it's about that time. Hey, FYI, I've noticed the party's died. I haven't gotten any activity on my page for 2 hours. I need you to do this. Or, hey, it's time for you to post that game. All right, let's post a winner now. Let's do something. So or to brag and say, oh my gosh, we just hit 30 items. So, you know, let me know if you want to put any aside right now that you have your eye on. You know, we got 30 items. I do that all the time. So they know where they're at, because they're not counting. They're just going to keep doing what they need to do. So they're going to be looking for you. Also, you want to also put out there that you're going to be accessible to answer questions. And it's really imperative that when you're making these promises to your hostess on what to expect from you, that you come through on it. So if a customer, rather if it be her friend or her or one of your customers, is asking, hey, is that navy or black? Because let's get real, not all of our pictures are perfect, and navy looks like black and black looks like navy. You need to be the one to answer that. I mean, your hostess isn't in your Lula room being able to check that size or check that material tag or touch that skirt or stretch the bust part of the Amelia to see if it's stretchy or validate if it's navy or black. So it's kind of by default on you. So as the consultant, be available to answer those questions, because that can make or break a sale for you, but that's also keeping your promise to your hostess. So she knows you're just as involved and, you know, responsive as she is. So make sure you are accessible on these parties. I can't stress to you enough, if you don't have the inventory, it's going to be really hard to execute these parties. I rarely book parties unless I know I've got orders on the way, I just had an order in, or I've held out on stuff for parties. I always come through for my hostesses with new stuff, because that's what I'm usually bragging about on my pages. Guys, new inventory, just dropped, new. And people love new. Most of the time, the old stuff sells. Why that happens, I don't know. Why I'll sell an old Randy from 5 months ago and not the new one that I just got 2 days ago, don't ask me. But you know what? A sale's a sale. Randy's a Randy. I'm all about it. But you want to come through with new stuff. People tune into new stuff. So it's really imperative that's what you're coming through for your hostess. You are definitely involved. If you think for a second that, like, when I run these parties, I just sell 55 pieces and I'm just sitting, kicking back, and my hostess is running the whole show, absolutely not. I am very much involved with it. I am highly interactive with her on the back end outside of the party that customers wouldn't see. I'm constantly on her in the sense of sending reminders like, hey, this is the kind of stuff that I send my hostess. If I know it's been like 2 hours and no one's liked anything, claimed anything, I'm bored. I mean, I'm totally bored. After 2 hours of nothing going on my page, I'm like, okay, what just happened? We just had a surge of 20, 30 pieces, and now we just died off. What gives, right? So I immediately get on Messenger, and I'm like, hey, now let's just say Chelsea was my hostess. I'd be like, hey, Chelsea, okay, selfie time. Get on your phone, start posting selfies of yourself, or get on your phone and start posting pictures that you've already taken of yourself, of you and LuLaRoe, Or if you don't have a lot of LuLaRoe, no worries, then get on Google and start posting images of other women in their LuLaRoe and how to style it, and start blasting my news feed and my page with images of LuLaRoe. So it forces people to get back in the party and back in the albums and back looking at stuff. Or I'll tell them, hey, it's dead. I think it's time to post another game. And then I send in Messenger like the game I want my hostess to post, and I'll tell her to post it. I'll be like, hey, it's time for a game. Remember that game I sent you? I want you to post that now and tell them that we're offering, free leggings for the best response, and we'll pick a winner by dinner time, So it just forces her to post, and it's one less thing you have to do, but it forces her to re-engage if she disengaged. And I also tell them all the time, if I'm like, hey, if we already did selfie time and that didn't work and that was a bust, get in my albums and start shopping. Like, start liking things, commenting, tagging people. At that point, start bringing your customers to the party. If they're not here, tag them, get them over here. Tag grandma, tag mom, tag your sister, tag that cousin, tag your coworker and that Carly that you said you wanted me to have available. Hello. So I start doing that. I'm like, hey, it's time for you to start tagging people in items you think they'd want to buy, so they have a heads up. And they're usually like, got it, I'm on it. And then when your hostesses do it, they get in your albums and they start liking things that they personally like, or unicorns or hot items of the month. They'll start tagging people and stuff like, hey, Kelsey, this is the shirt I was telling you about. Hey, Gina, I think you would love this dress. This is the Carly I wear to work every day. That's what you want them to do. That's the engaging, awesome bomb.com hostess, is the one that's going to be taking over and doing everything that you don't need to be doing as the consultant, right? But let's get real. They are not consultants, guys. They're just hostesses. They're consumers. Some of them are our best customers, are our best hostesses. They just don't know. So you need to kind of let them know and give them that holding hand guidance, lead the way, say, hey, it's time for this. Okay, I want to see this. I've even been so bold to be like, hey, we're at 30 items. I want to hit 40 by, 6 o'clock. We got an hour and a half to sell 10 more items. Let's do it. And I get in there too. And I'm in there all tagging customers that I know, or I'm hustling it, or I'm posting pictures of me and LuLaRoe, whatever. It's a team. It's a team. So I can't stress that enough. If you want it that bad and you want a successful partner, you need to make it happen and set the precedent as the consultant. Because let's get real, our hostesses, they don't know. You know what I mean? They just know they love the clothes and they want free clothes. And we want to give them free clothes, because that's what we're here to do, is we're here to serve them as long as they do their part to serve us a little bit. So I always have a blast. My hostesses always love me. And at the end, even if we didn't sell like 50 pieces and we only sold 15 or 20, they usually are like, Liz, I feel so bad. I know your goal was 45. We only sold 20. I feel so bad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I say 45 because I'm nuts, because I'm cuckoo. Okay. That's why I said 45, is because that's an ideal goal. I want you to get 4 free pieces. I want to sell 45 items so I can order more. That's why I say it. But they feel like bad. They feel like they let me down. And that's a good hostess, is because she was really engaged. She really was pushing, and she was ready for it. And those are the ones you give the extra freebie to, just so you know. Those are the ones you take care of and say, you know what, pick out another pair of leggings on me. You were an awesome hostess. I'd love for you to book with me again. And ensure that she books with you again, especially if she was really good and worked for it, because now she got a taste of it and she's like, this was fun. This was easy. So now let's get to the part of what do we expect from our hostesses, because this is like the biggest part of the document that I don't know, none of us seem to understand how to get the message across, right? Because we don't want to come off mean and rude. We don't want to be demanding and annoying, but we don't want to like rub people wrong. But at the same time, we're not here to like waste our time and order all these clothes and not move them. You know what I'm saying? And we're definitely not here to facilitate hostesses to just sit back, kick back, and think they're going to get a bunch of free stuff. I mean, let's get real. I mean, I'm not really good with saying it nice, but we've all met those hostesses that just don't seem to have a clue and don't really seem to care, but they just know they want free stuff. And you're like, okay, hold on a second. So this is what we expect from our hostesses, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but this is pretty much how I've broken it down. If they are going to book a party with you on your personal page, and you as a consultant are open to that, of opening up your VIP group to hosting a party exclusively for this hostess for you to do it, you need to ensure that she does bring people 24 to 48 hours before the party starts around at least minimum 30 guests or more. I tell my hostesses 50 to 75 people. I figure, I know you're probably thinking, what? I don't even know 50 to 75 people. Wrong. We do. We totally do. Because you're basically asking them to get on their Facebook page, invite some of their friends to the group. They should already be communicating with possibly their coworkers or their neighbors or mommy and me groups that they're in, their family, their mom, grandma, aunt, sister, cousin, nephew. Okay, so they should already be talking to those people that are personal contacts. Any of the extras are just some friends on Facebook, some old colleagues or some old friends that they used to, their old neighbor. You're asking them to add at least 30 to 50 people to the group. I say on my letter 50 to 75, and let me tell you, most people come through. I rarely have women get weird and bugged out by that. So they need to bring a good amount of people of their own to your group, okay? And that, I would say they need to be doing that. If not right away, they should be doing it at least 24 to 48 hours before the party starts. So these people are definitely present and ready to shop for the party. Second, you want to validate again. I just want to make sure, let's say Chelsea is my hostess. Chelsea, are you sure that Thursday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. is a good time for you? Because I just want to make sure, I definitely want you involved for those 24 hours. You and I are going to tag team it. I have a lot of great ideas, but I need to make sure that you're going to be involved and interactive. So if something, for whatever reason you're not going to be available, minus, lunchtime, dinner time, whatever, I get it. But for the most part, they need to be accessible. And if for whatever reason they're not, change the date. Change the date. Because the last thing you need is for them to make you a false promise that Thursday works and then you're flying solo asking yourself what the heck just happened. Obviously we all have lives. Some of us have kids. We have nap time, bedtime, breakfast, life, work, whatever. So be respectful of that. You know what I mean? We don't expect them to be glued to their phone, but they need to be available. Also, please start off, like I said, this is a repetitive note, but I'm talking about what we expect from our hostesses. Ask them to start off the party in the first 30 minutes, giving a short bio, especially if they're on their your VIP page. Your page has no clue who they are. It's going to be really hard for them to interact with some random stranger. Ask your hostess to introduce herself. Post a few pictures of her and her family, a little bit about her, where she's from, why she is a fan of LuLaRoe, why does she love LuLaRoe, I don't know. Maybe her sizes or something, or her favorite items that she loves. And ask her to talk about it. Give a short little bio. Hey, I'm Liz Passick. I'm a mama of two from Las Vegas, Nevada. I absolutely love LuLaRoe. I've been a fan now for 8 months. I'm absolutely obsessed with the tall and curvy leggings. I won't wear anything else. I mean, that's the stuff you want her to say, is like, just talk about LuLaRoe and a little bit about herself. What does that do? It breaks the ice. It allows your page to get to know her and feel comfortable. She's a real person. She's not just a name tagged in everything. They trust her because you trust her. I mean, it's this whole crazy thing how Facebook works. If you trust someone, it's funny how your customers all of a sudden trust them too. So build the trust with you and your hostess and your page. I would ask her to make sure she has pictures of her in LuLaRoe, because let's get real, we all love and are able to visualize the product better if it's on someone. So if she says, I normally wear this size or this size or this size, let's hope that she has some pictures to come through too, so we can kind of see her in it. Or at least she needs to be willing to go on Google and search some pictures of different LuLaRoe items or whatever she can find to help your page visualize the items that want to be sold. I also would urge your hostess to make sure you ask her to thank every single customer, if it be her friend or family or a random customer of yours. It's really imperative that we're giving gracious hospitality, because let's get real. We are hosting a party online, but you have to look at it like you're still hosting it in your home. At least that's what I do. Every time someone claims an item on any of my online parties, if I know them or not, thank you so much. You're going to love your new Carly. And I expect my hostess to do the same thing. So if Chelsea has no clue who, I'm just pulling a name out of here, who Tiffany is, but Tiffany claimed a Carly dress, Chelsea should be, Tiffany, oh my gosh, I love this Carly. Thank you so much. I think you're going to love it. So make sure your hostess is being gracious and thanking everybody. It goes a long way. It keeps that whole trust and camaraderie and team thing going. The customers love it. They feel good about their purchase, possibly want to purchase more. A really great hostess would see that a customer is buying a pair of leggings, and the next thing she would say is, oh my gosh, Tiffany, I love those leggings. Let me help you find a top to match. That's a good hostess. That is a good hostess right there. So that's the kind of stuff that you as the consultant, you want to see that and capitalize on it, and vice versa. If they're buying a top, don't stop with the top. They need a pair of leggings or a skirt to go with it, right? I mean, we're talking numbers because we want to have multiple items sold at once, but the hostess should be thinking that too, because the more items we sell, the more free stuff she gets. So she should be seeing a single item and saying immediately, what else can I pair with that or help you find? That's what you want to urge your hostess to do on the back end when you're private messaging her. If it's getting dead, once I said, you want to be on the back end reminding her or urging her about what this letter says, how you want her to like items, comment on items, tag people in items, put items together, create outfit sets. There's this really cool app called, I think it's Collageable is what it's called. Don't quote me on that, but I want to say that's what it's called. But a really bomb hostess is going to sit and look at all your tops and then go look at all your Cassies and put them together and try to sell both. You know what I'm saying? And say, hey, who needs this for Valentine's Day? Hey, perfect spring outfit for Easter. Hey, Mother's Day is right around the corner. Someone needs a beautiful Mother's Day dress to go for brunch. That's a good hostess. Now, that's what you're going to be saying to her on the back end. And don't feel bad blowing up her messenger. It's okay. That's what I do. You should see my hostesses. The thread that we have, it's like, oh my gosh, the thread is so long because I'm just constantly checking in with them, asking questions, letting them know, hey, even if it's something as simple as, hey, I got to go to dinner. I'm going to go eat dinner right now. I'm going to peace out for an hour and a half. So you got this, or especially if they're on different time zones, use that to your advantage. If they're going to bed, then that's on you to keep the party going until you go to bed. And that's okay. Or if you're saying, hey, I just want to let you know it's bedtime for me. I got to put the kiddos to sleep. I'm wrapping up the night. If you can just make sure to post the winner and maybe post a few more outfits, I would really appreciate it. And I'll hit you up in the morning. That's the kind of stuff that I do. And let me tell you, I know if they did it because I have access to my phone, obviously, and I can see on my page if they posted more outfits and liked more stuff and posted that winner, so you can validate if they're doing it or not. And most of them do. And you want to also encourage them to tag their friends and family. Because at the end of the day, if they did their part with that event that you created, because remember, we created that event and that invite, a week prior to the day of the party, they should have been hyping up and advertising in there, and they should have also made sure that their friends and family are ready to shop that day. So it should be a no-brainer that they're going to tag mom, grandma, aunt, cousin, friend, whatever, because those people should be fully anticipated to shop. It's really imperative that you keep it fun and upbeat, lots of pleases and thank yous. I'm always saying, hey, I just want to say, I'll even throw in there, hey, you're doing a great job. I mean, even if we're not having a crazy good party and it's like 10 or 15 items and I can tell it's a slow one, I'll still say you're doing a great job. I really appreciate your effort and your involvement. You're doing a great job. And that just validates to them that you're not in it all for the money. You know what I'm saying? You just got new members to your page. So let's look at the positives. Okay, so maybe you don't sell 20 or 50 or 70 items. It happens, right? What did you just get out of it? You just got a loyal customer that absolutely adores you. She's having a great experience. She's getting to know how this whole LuLaRoe thing works other than being a customer. You just got a bunch of member ads to your page for doing nothing, just sitting there, by added to your VIP group. So win-win and more exposure. And it's just, and it's a different way for you to basically live and learn a little bit. How could you have better anticipated this? Because let's get real. We can't force people to buy. You can't expect your hostess to make people shop. I mean, it's just not, it's not humanly possible. I can't do it on my own page by myself. All I can do is hype it up, do it all I can do, post pictures, hype up my new inventory, post great pictures, post some fun giveaways, and pray that people want to shop my page and that they got paid that week and want to spend it on my shop. I mean, let's get real. I can't make people shop. But what you can do is give them the excitement of shopping, and you can give them the experience of shopping LuLaRoe on Facebook, and you can give them, the compliments for purchasing something and making them feel beautiful over Facebook, and giving them the high five, and have your hostess do the same, and that's what a good party is you and her going together. I literally tell my hostesses, you are going to be a consultant for a day. If you ever thought about being a consultant, you get your opportunity on my page with me for a day. I want you to own it. I want you to rock it. I want you to comment, have fun, roll with it. You're not going to hear me ever tell you to not comment too much or post. There's never too many posting in an online party, okay? So if anything, they should overkill it to where you're overseeing their notifications on your phone, right? That's a good hostess. And that's what you want to ask them to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you say it like that, the odds of you actually having this hostess ask you about being a consultant probably happens. I've had a few online parties where I've been able to discuss, joining my team because they like how I run the party. They love how much fun it is. It's high energy. It's fun. You're on a rush to get more and more clothes sold. I mean, I think I should have Sue Parkin on this call. She's on my team out of Idaho, St. Mary's, Idaho. And she and I were talking before we hosted a party together, and she hosted a party for me. To this day, one of my best parties. She's now on my team. And I know a huge part of why she chose LuLaRoe, joining the team and joining the movement and my team, is because of what an awesome, fun, highly energetic and thrilling party we had. Because it was like her and I were just going at it, just trying, upping. We started with a goal of 30. We went all the way up to 40. Then we're like, screw it, let's do 60. Because we just kept selling and we kept tag teaming it and having so much fun. And she was digging it. And I was letting her just do her thing. And be okay with that. Let them kind of take over your page for a little bit, as long as they're being respectful and within policies and procedures, and they're not posting nasty, raunchy stuff or inappropriate things or things that you're not comfortable with. If you're not cool with that, delete it and tell them on the back end, hey, I'm not cool with that. Let's not post that kind of stuff. I have never experienced that, but be the censor if there's things that aren't appropriate, and be the eyes and ears of LuLaRoe and represent the company well and the brand, and don't let that happen. But most of these hostesses are going to take your lead. So if you give them a little bit, they'll run with it. And I can promise you, if you're looking to build a team, this is the best way to get that one-on-one time with a hostess, especially a good one, and really encourage her, especially if she's good. Oh my gosh, she'd probably be really good at being a consultant, right? Talk to her about it. That's the best way too. And you also want to come through with your hostess rewards. If I offer double incentives, I usually only offer double incentives after we hit 20 items sold. So if we're only at 15 items, I mean, depending on how well she's been for you, you can take the judgment call on that. It's your inventory. I can't tell you what to do. If I've got a really great hostess, I'll usually throw my hands in the air and say, you know what, you're so good. We almost did it. We were just 5 items away. Why don't you pick out 3 items? And I want to make sure we do this again, and next time maybe we'll hit our number, and usually they're so gracious about that. But for the most part, if you're offering double incentives, I would not offer double until you hit 20. And then from there, 30, 20 items is a great party. I mean, think about it. If we're talking numbers, guys, that's enough to at least place another order. You know what I'm saying? And the way I look at it is, if you have a goal to sell 55 to 60 items a week, which should be your goal, by the way, that is a fabulous goal to get you a good order and money in your pocket, or a good order and money towards your initial investment if you're a new consultant that hasn't paid off your initial investment back. When I sell 55 to 60 pieces or more, I'm able to place a good $700 to $800 order, and I got money in my bank to hang out. So if I'm selling 55 pieces at one online party and I know I have another one booked, oh my gosh, you guys, that is a killer week for me. But if you can do a few sales on the side on your own page, and then you have this online party that can bump you up 30, 40 pieces, you just hit your goal. So if any of you guys are wondering, what's a good party? What's a good party where it's worth even doing it and I don't feel like such a loser afterwards? If you can hit 20 items, you're great. Anything less than that isn't a fail. It's not a fail. Those are still awesome. But my magic number is 20 to make me feel comfortable about placing another order and making sure I still have some money left over. 55 to 60 items a week is a great goal a week. So however many online parties you have to book to hit that goal, you tell me. I usually only book maybe 2 or 3 online parties a week, just because I have 2 kids. I want to make sure I'm as involved and engaged with my hostesses as I should be. So I don't overexert myself and do 5 a week. I can't commit to that. I think I'd be a crappy co-hostess, to be honest. But I commit to 2 or 3. I make sure I have the inventory to commit. I do exactly what I just described to you guys. I'm highly involved. I'm advertising the crap out of this party like it's the place to be. You guys are lame if you don't show up to Liz's online party. And I sell. And I'm always able to hit my goals. I'm always able to hit my numbers, and I'm always able to order every week because I make sure I get that order in every week. So if I have to just do one or 2 parties, just to get that order in. It's worth it. But I got to tell you, I always have money left over. And I usually reward myself with a pat on the back saying, whew, I'm whipped. That was crazy. That was a lot of FaceTime, Facebook time. That was a lot of cell phone time. But you know what? Well worth it. And you feel good shipping those items out. And you know what you always do? You ask your hostess, hey, we had a killer party. Do you mind posting when you get all your goodies from me? Can you post a bragging moment on my page so more people can see how much fun it is and how easy it is to get a bunch of free LuLaRoe loot from Liz? And I got to tell you, they love it. They love to play model. They put the clothes on. They do their little photo shoot, or they spread it all out on their bed, especially if they scored on more than 3 pieces, and they brag about it on your page. And let me tell you, you know how many women are like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I always ask my hostesses to post their freebies, because it's a great way to host more parties and kind of dangle the carrot to other women. Like, want some of this? Get on it. Come on over. And people dig it. Women dig it. And I ask my hostesses to brag. I'm trying to think what else, in case I'm missing stuff. I'm going over I keep looking over here. I swear I'm not I don't have lazy eye. I'm just looking over at my sheet of paper here. It is a wordy document, this letter. It's not like bullet point. They got to take a minute before they go to bed and read it. And I usually tell them, like, hey, it's a wordy letter, but I got to tell you, it breaks everything down. So when you have some time, please read it. And I do want you to ask me questions, because I know you're going to have questions. And I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. And they usually do. They're like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get to it tonight. I'll read it tomorrow, on my lunch break. Perfect. And you know what? They read it and they say, Liz, I got it. I don't have any questions right now, but I really appreciate it. I'm super excited for our party. Thank you for breaking it down. So if you're not sending a letter, use the letter. Start sending the letter, because it only covers your butt for when you do have that moment when we have the hostess that isn't amazing, because it's going to happen. I still get them. Even though I'm supposed to be the hostess guru, I still get hostesses that don't read the letter, even though they say they do, or they did and they forgot, or they just think they're here to score on free stuff and don't feel like they need to do anything because they see that I've got a really active, page with 5,000 customers on it, and they're thinking, I'm easy, I got this. And I call them out. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this is your business, guys. You started this. You invested this money. You're investing the time, especially if you created these VIP pages. I take pride in my page. I've created a lot of friends through some of these customers that I've never met. I have a team from these women that shop from me. I mean, and I respect these women, and I respect these women on my page and these customers. I don't really want someone to just kind of use that. That's not fair. You know what I mean? This is my business. This is my foundation. So it's totally okay to call someone out in a nice, respectful, appropriate way and say, hey, I've tried reaching out to you twice. Our party's supposed to be on Thursday. I'm getting a little worried. You haven't added any members like I've reminded you. I haven't heard back from you. Are you sure we're good for this party? And if you don't get a response and it comes party time, you party. You keep partying, because you know what? You've advertised it, and you're not going to let your page down, and you're not going to back out, and you've got new inventory because you came ready to party. So you keep going, and you're going to be your best hostess. I am my best hostess. I am always going to be the best hostess. You want to know why? Because I love the clothes. I'm motivated to sell them because I know my page. I know me. I know I'm highly motivated. I know I'm a goal setter, and I'm going to reach them. So I'm my best hostess. I don't need a hostess, but let's get real. Having the hostess there is a nice backup. It's a nice team. It's fun. It makes for a fun experience. And I would prefer to have a hostess than fly solo. But if your hostess isn't doing it, get out of it. You do not owe her free items if she's not working for it. You are very much so in your right to nicely say, especially mid-party, if you haven't heard from her, if she never did the bio, if she never liked anything, if she's not even present or alive over there, wherever she's from, and she's not responding to you, I would nicely just send a message and say, hey, unfortunately the party's going on. I'm still doing it. I'm still having a good time. I just want to let you know, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if something happened. I'm a little concerned. If you can't get back to me in a timely manner, I'm going to continue with the party, but I will not be able to honor your hostess rewards. Rightfully so, because you're not really present. So maybe we can find another time or a better time and date to reschedule this. Unfortunately, today I can't honor those incentives, but I am going to continue to keep the party going, because I have advertised this. And you know what? I've had hostesses get back to me and say, hey, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I honestly haven't been on Facebook all week. I totally forgot. I dropped the ball. I am so sorry, and I would love to reschedule. And you know what? that's on you if you want to reschedule. If you're really burned by it, then don't. If you want to, I usually am like, you know what? I understand life happens. Let's reschedule. Move on. Who cares? It's just an online party. Guys, we have bigger fish to fry. You know what I mean? But if she blatantly just doesn't respond back to you, or she gives you lame excuses, or she plays the, I don't know what to do. I've never done this before. I didn't really know what to do. Be like, okay, well, you know what? I sent you that letter. That's why I created that document, and I sent you that letter, and I really wanted to make sure that you read it and understood it. And I've been trying to send you nice reminders the past few days. And, you know, unfortunately, I just can't honor those rewards. I mean, I thought I set you up the best I could, and I'm totally here and available to answer questions. But, you know, if you don't ask them, I can't help you. So, you know, and there's a point where we're dealing with adults. We're all adults. It's okay to say, I'm not feeling this, and you pull the plug on that hostess. It's okay. But you should definitely do it with some respect, professionalism. I wouldn't burn it. I wouldn't burn a bridge, but I definitely would make it clear that you're running a business. I thought, you know, this is why this hostess letter is really going to back you up, is because it provides everything that you want of your hostess. So if she's not coming through, refer back to that letter. I always do. I mean, that's why I created it, is because I kept getting burned by people like, I don't know. And I'm like, what? How do you not know? So now they know. Now they know, because I put it in black and white. So I don't want to be on repeat, but if anyone is unmuted, if you have any questions, Chelsea, maybe you want to chime in. I mean, I'll talk for 10 days straight. Anyone who knows me knows I'll do it. So chime in with questions, guys, or let me know if I need to repeat anything. Or
that was amazing. So amazing. Thank you. I do have a couple questions myself. You mentioned you only do like 2 parties a week. Is that what you find manageable on your VIP group? Because what I found, what I struggle with, is that I have a party about every day, at least 5 days a week. And that I would constantly just have a party if that's the case. And I've seen a couple girls where they'll do like 2 hostesses during one party. Have you tried that before, or has that worked?
You know what? You know what I did? Thank you so much for asking that. That awesome question. And that is such a huge point that I totally forgot to bring up. Yes. Okay. So, well, first of all, kudos to you. Party every day. What? Like, are we a part of Chelsea's page? Because my page sounds dead. I'm only like partying like 2 or 3 days. Like, I suck. Anyways, if you're partying every day, keep the party going, because that's the way to do it. The more stimulation you can have on your page, whether if it's from hostesses, you, whatever, the best. We all know Facebook is all about algorithms. If you're not doing it, you're going to be brushed to the side, and 50 million other people are going to get bumped up on that news feed. No one cares about LuLaRoe by Liz Passick, LuLaRoe by Chelsea Lonsway. So if you are partying every day, solid. You're in the money. If you're not partying every day, you got to make sure you're posting every day about something. If it's advertising a party, new inventory, something. As far as hostesses, yes, I personally choose to do 2 to 3 parties a week, just because I make my parties worthwhile. I'm the kind of person that's not looking for selling 200 pieces in a week. I'm not. Should I? Sure. I mean, but my goals are my goals. So if I can sell 55 to 60 pieces or more a week between 2 or 3 parties, I'm content with that, because that gets me, like I said, a good order and money in the bank for my security. Have I sold over 100 pieces in a week before? Absolutely. Does it feel good? Hell yeah. Is it exhausting? Yes. Because you have to ship out all those pieces. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're like on this high of selling them. And then your table's like, oh my God, I can't even think about where to start creating labels and shipping this. It like gives me anxiety thinking about it. It's like so weird how you go from like a high and a low. But with that, when I book parties, I try to book 2 or 3 big daddies. Like, I literally try to sell 45 to 50 pieces every time. So I don't need to, on my page, I shouldn't have to party every day, because I'm just doing decent home runs on those parties. As far as double hostesses, yeah, I actually have that going on this month and March. And I started that last month because I was like, okay, I'm trying to compete with everyone else with this double incentive thing. It's breaking me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This double incentive thing was killing me sometimes, because you know, from a consultant standpoint, you're giving double the amount of inventory away for the incentives. And it's like, I want to make sure that I'm getting, I don't want to say your money's worth, but you want to make sure you're feeling good about giving it away, right? I mean, let's get real. We want to feel good about it. We don't want to be dragging our feet and having like giver's remorse, so to speak. So with that, how could I justify giving away double incentives? I put out there, hey, if you're a mom and daughter team, if you're a sister team, if you got cousins, if you got a best friend, make sure that they're a part of this group. I will offer double incentives to have a tag team hostess. So basically hostesses would tag team, do double the work. So it's not left on just one person or me or whatever. It's two friends or mother and daughter or whatever, teaming up, going at it, but sharing the hostess rewards. So I had some killer parties with that. You want to know why? They love the idea of splitting the incentives because most women aren't super greedy in this world. Believe it or not, a lot of women are all about sharing the love. And if they can share the love with their mom or their sister or their cousin in another state and still be able to do this LuLaRoe thing, they love it because then they're joining both of their families. You're getting double the members on your page because now you're asking not one girl, two hostesses to add their personal friends, family, coworkers, blah, 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 blah. So you went from having 30 to possibly 60 new members. You went from having 50 to 100. You know what I'm saying? So right off the bat, win-win for you as the consultant with the member ads. Plus you have you and two other girls teaming it up. That's 3 women, you included, going at this party. I mean, you can't ask for more activity and interactiveness because if you're like asleep or dealing with the kids or at work, you got 2 other chicks that can be backing you up. You know what I'm saying? That's the way to do it. And as far as the double incentives, you're giving them to 2 people. It's the best. You're not giving both of them double incentives. They're splitting the double incentives. So you're still willing to give away 2 pieces for every 10, but you're giving away 1-to-1 and 1-to-1. Know what I mean? So I love that. I have had major success with that. The girls love it. They love teaming up together. They tag their family. They create outfits together. They tag. It's awesome. Do the team. If you can do the team, do the team. It's so much fun. And it really takes the stress off of you. All you need to be prepared for is your phone dinging off like crazy because it's annoying, but whatever. Any other questions? Anybody?
Girls, feel free to unmute yourself and ask what this is for.
Hey!
I have a question for you. First off, this is awesome. Oh my gosh, I have like...
I love it! I feel so stupid. Like I'm just talking. My husband is probably like, shut.
No, I've been writing the whole time. It's awesome. You talked a lot about, in the beginning, about like having the right inventory. So like, is there a quantity in your head of like new inventory that you're thinking? I know you mentioned like specific styles that the hostess likes, but is there like numbers in your head when you talk about that?
When you're when I talk about my inventory, I'm no baller here, so I don't want you to think that I've got like thousands and thousands of pieces of LuLaRoe. Like I definitely have upped my inventory since my initial investment 8 months ago, but I got to tell you, I took a little lapse when I had my daughter. So now I'm on this kick of order, build, right? So for me right now, I'm trying to make sure I have at least 10 of every size. That's me. That's a safe number for me. So I feel like I have a selection because, you know, if you have 10 extra small, 10 small, 10, that's a good, first of all, it looks really good on your rack. I don't know about you, but I like seeing it because I'm lame like that. So I like seeing it. And if I'm doing an in-home pop-up, I don't look like a loser. I'm actually coming to the party with some stuff on my racks, right? But as far as in the albums, when people are looking at pictures, they can see a plethora of extra small. They can see a variety of different mediums. You know what I'm saying? They're not having to pick like, oh, I have to pick out of the 4. Crap. Which one do I like? As I got it, that's my size. You know, that sucks. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be giving them selection. So for me, I would say 10 is ideal. That's me, but 8, minimum 8. If you start slipping under 8, you got a weak inventory. I mean, to me, that's a little weak if you have less than 8 of a size because you're limiting your customer on what they can get. You know, you're gambling. That print is what they want. So for me, 10. But like I said, you're not ordering for your hostess. You're ordering for your inventory. So when you order, that's because you need it. You want it. You want to see it. You're building. You're focusing on this item. You want to make sure you have a lot of leggings. I always put it out there to my hostesses, like when I'm placing the order, hey, just a heads up, I'm going to be placing an order this week. I'm probably going to be using this to hold out on for our party. Is there anything I should be looking towards? I mean, what are big set? What are you obsessed with that you think you're going to make other people obsessed with, you know? And they'll usually say, you know what, Liz, you have a really good selection. I don't really care. Just, you know, new inventory is great. Or they'll be like, I love the Carly. I want Carly. And you'll be like, okay, cool. I'll get Carly, you know, like right on. Doesn't mean you got to order 1 million. Don't break your bank over it. You know what I mean? If you got some, just replenish, make sure you have enough. And LuLaRoe is going to hook you up with some cool new prints that your page isn't used to seeing and you're not used to seeing. So it's a win-win. That could be as simple as order 2 instead of, order 3 instead of 2. Okay. Like, don't break yourself over it, but at least you're coming through. When my hostesses ask me for stuff, I come through. When you flake, it breaks the trust. They start thinking like, she doesn't care. She's not responding. I'm over this. I'm out, so make sure you come through. If you say you're going to order Carly's, order Carly's. Do you have another question? Nope. That was it. Just that. Cool. Okay. Did I answer it or I just like ramble on and kill it? Who else has questions? There's got to be questions out there. Chime in, please.
I know a lot of my girls have questions around events, and I kind of left it up to both ends. Do you create an event in your VIP group, or do you have them create their own event, or both? Because
you know what? Never created an event. I've never done that, and I know it exists. I actually just create an event like as if I'm creating an event, and I create it. That's something I tell my hostess, let me do this for you. I'll create our event. I mean, you're booking with me. You pick the date and time. I validate all that like 50 times. So we're not, we got the date and time right. And I'll go in and create the event. And no, it is not on my VIP page. It's a separate outside event where they just invite their friends and family. That is, I'm literally handing them an invite for them to invite everyone they know. Don't worry about me. I've got my page. I've got my customers. I'll post on my page. You need to bring your peeps. That's what that event is for, is I'm creating this for you. You need to post in it. You need to invite all the appropriate people, blah, blah, blah. So that is strictly for them and their friends. That, like, not to be mean, but like, don't worry about my page. I got it. My page isn't going anywhere. I'll make sure to advertise in my group. You're going to see that I'm advertising my group. So I'm going to tag every single time you advertise this party. Like example, I keep using Chelsea Lonsway and this Thursday. So let's say Chelsea's my hostess. I would be tagging Chelsea's name every single time I advertise my group. So she gets a notification so she can immediately comment, like it, heart it, tag people in it. Hey, this is what I was talking about. You're a part of this page. This is Liz. This is the hostess that's hosting this party. That's like cue for you, Chelsea, to like chime in and start echoing me, be the echo on the page. So no, the event and the invite is for your hostess only, for all of her personal friends and family. Done and done. Yep. That's what I do. I'm not saying that's right, but that's just what I do. So it forces them to talk to their family and peeps. So, and let's just say if they're not inviting anyone on that invite, start panicking and be like, hey, what gives? I thought we were doing this party. Like, hello, where are the friends? So that's what I do. If I notice they're not inviting anyone, I'll be like, hey, I created this invite literally 5 days before the event. This is for you, lady, and if they're like, oh, right, okay. And they invite 10 people, that's when you want to do the nice, hey, did you read the hostess letter? Blah, blah, blah thing, So any other questions, guys?
It looks like there's a question in the chat here. So how many giveaways do you do during the event? And another question that kind of partners with that, where do you find all your games?
My games?
Yes.
Have you seen my games? They're so lame. Has anybody seen my games? They're like stupid. Let me just tell you, when I mean game, it has nothing to do with LuLaRoe. It's like, hey, do a movie subtitle and put bacon at the end. Like, dumb, but these women love it. So they're like, Beauty and the Bacon, like naming movies, kids movies, and they're just putting bacon at the end. And I got to tell you, the funniest one wins. Like the one that me and my hostess thinks is the funniest wins. We just scroll through, read them, laugh, and it has nothing. It's just supposed to be a nice distraction to just keep your people engaged on your page. It gives them a little bit about you, that you're a little lame and fun and can be a geek. They geek out with you, and let them have fun. Besides getting serious and shopping, let them have fun with you. Let them talk about bacon. Let them post pictures of their kids. Make them post pictures of their dogs. Like give us a funny, okay, if you have fur babies, I want to see pictures of your fur babies. Okay, I love dogs, so I'm like all about it. So I sincerely want to see my customers' pets. I care. I have kids. I'd love to see other people with their kids. So some of it's me pulling it out of my butt and just making it up like, okay, like if I'm doing a kids leggings giveaway hey, giving away a pair of kids leggings. I want to see a crazy picture on your phone of your kid. There's a game. There's a giveaway and a game right there. Where do I get my games? Sometimes I make them up. I'll Google search games, fun online party games. Google search it. You'll find some really bad ones. You'll find some good ones. But that's where I found the bacon one. That's where I found the keep the story going one. Some of them are fun. Like, hey, tell us where you met your significant other and where would your wedding be based on your first date? Like, it was like, hey, where was your first date with your significant other? And that would be where your wedding destination is. So for me, it was like a sushi restaurant. Lame. But some people have some funny ones and you're like, oh my gosh, like how crazy. So, just have fun with it. How many giveaways do I do? I really don't like making that what all the party's about. I mean, not saying I don't love to give away. I am all about, and I back what LuLaRoe says as far as giving. I am all about it. And anyone that follows my group will know I'm a giver. So that's not even a fib, but I usually try to do one legging giveaway, like one tangible item giveaway. If it be a free pair of leggings or free pair of kids leggings, I usually give away like one tangible item. And then the other giveaway will be like LuLaRoe cash to this shop expires when the party ends. See what I'm saying? Did everybody hear that? LuLaRoe cash active throughout this party. The LuLaRoe cash will expire and is void after the party ends. So what does that do? It ensures you a sale. It ensures another item or two claimed for your hostess, and they can only use it at your party. So when the party's over, LuLaRoe cash is poof, gone. So it's a really nice way to ensure that you get one more sale on the books. Hopefully, I don't know about you guys, but when I get like a gift card or incentives to shop, I don't like spend the amount of the gift card. If I have like a $50 gift card to Target, I'm spending $100. Like, I'm that person. If I have $50 to spend, I'm going to go spend $100 and justify my 50 savings, right? So the idea is if you're offering $15 LuLaRoe cash, you're going to hope they're going to want to get like a set, like an Irma and a legging set for $15 off. That way you're really still making money out of it, but it's 2 items claimed for your hostess. It's a win-win. But keyword, it's done after the party. Do not extend that. It's done. So I hope that answers it. Maybe one tangible item and one Lula cash giveaway. So 2, that's it. 2 in 24 hours. That's it. And it's usually one starts off in the morning, right when I start it, and one I'll probably hit one before bed. That's it. Morning and afternoon. Any other questions, guys? Anybody? Anyone on my team? Is anyone on my team still here? Maybe. I hope. Hello? I don't know.
One other thing that I've just recently done is similar to the Lula Cash, but I will I will advertise them to RSVP going in the event. And I usually give $10 to $15 Lula Cash for anyone who obviously I'll do pick a winner, but through those people who clicked going, because it's giving them notifications at least an hour before the party starts. So that's another thing that I have huge success into. So.
Oh, I dig that. Really good too. That's awesome. I mean, on average, I got to believe some of the women that are listening to this webinar is because you've obviously had a few bad hostess parties, right? I mean, I've been there, and they're not all winners for me. But I got to tell you, knowing that I've somewhat gotten a grasp on this, and I'm very confident in my inventory, and I'm confident in my page, and I'm confident in myself, people, my hostesses pick up and like feed off the same vibes. I always average 20 items, always 20. It is so rare now if I do less than 20. So I can promise you, if you're following this letter, if you're prepping them good, it's all about the prep and the hype. If you don't hype up your own party, how can you expect people to want to go to it? I mean, let's get real. If a concert isn't advertised and it's not hyped up that it's in your town and city, blah, 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 you're not going to know or care, right? It's the same thing with this party. You need to do your part in with your hostess and hype it up. And you got to prep her so she knows that there is some work involved. And tell her, be like, unfortunately, I just want to let you know, not unfortunately, say, hey, I just want to let you know there is a little bit of work being a hostess for me, but I can promise you you're going to like reap the benefits. And a lot of them will, and I even had a hostess last week. We sold 35 items, and she's like, I'm like, hey, you're doing great. She's like, man, this is some work, but I am having so much fun. And I know what she meant. She was like hustling and working, but she was like digging it at the same time. It's like a rush. So if you want to sell 20 items on an online party, this is what you need to do. If you want to sell 40 to 50, you need to really prep your hostess and make sure that she is a LuLaRoe addict. She knows the lines. She knows the sizes. She can pair items together. She can make outfit sets. She's come prepared with her friends and family. You will sell 45 to 50 items. I promise you, if you have a very, very highly engaged hostess that absolutely loves the clothes and is like borderline consultant, you will sell 50 items. I promise you. And you should capitalize on that and talk to her about joining your team, because that is a perfect segue when you have this one-on-one time for 24 hours to literally have her pretend to be a consultant with all your inventory. It is the perfect segue to be like, have you ever considered it? Like, hello? I always do it. And a lot of the hostesses, you know, will at least talk with me, and it opens the door, you know? So just so you know, it's an opportunity. LuLaRoe is all about opportunity. So take the opportunities to do whatever. It really is. Did I answer everything, guys? Or
yeah, that was amazing. That was super, super, super
okay.
helpful. So thank you. Do you mind posting that as a file? In the
If I can't figure it out, I can send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me and I can upload it.
Okay. And as far as if you guys want to post some of my games, I can do that too. I can just post images to Chelsea of some of my really good ones and fun ones, and she can blast them somewhere. Because I know a lot of people are like, what do I do? I have cool games and I have fun giveaways. And I'm just letting you know they're all completely cheesy and moronic and have nothing to do with LuLaRoe, and that's the way I like it, because it takes away and it differs away from sell, pushy, used, annoying car salesman. It's annoying. Nobody likes that. Like, they know they're here to buy clothes, get real. But if you can defer them away and have some fun and have a fun distraction, they dig it. I'm serious, they do. I do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'll start an album and we can kind of upload them as quickly.
Oh, yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
I do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop.